A television dude here, and whoa, what is that? My Christmas tree's up already? What, am I crazy or something? It's not even Thanksgiving yet? Well, I guess I just wanted to get in the Christmas spirit early this year. But this video is my wrestling DVDs, my wrestling VHS tapes, and even my wrestling game collection. After watching Atari Junkie's video recently, who I just subscribed to, and I'm surprised that I didn't subscribe to him sooner, he was showing off his DVD and VHS collection. So I thought I'd do mine. I did my DVD and VHS collection before, but I didn't show my copied stuff, which for some reason I felt a little funny showing. I guess it's really not that big of a deal, but I just felt kind of funny showing that stuff. But I'll show it this time. If I have time at the end of this video, I have some shoutouts. If I don't have time, I'll do them in another video. Or if this goes to a part 2, I'll do the shoutouts in part 2. So let's get going. I'll show the video games first, I think, because that's right here, convenient right here. We have Body Slam, of course, the new one I just got, and I will be doing a review on this soon. I just haven't been feeling my best the last couple days because I think of this rainy, crappy weather. It always makes me feel crappy when it's cold and rainy, and I want to be in the right state of mind to play this game. I don't want to just do a half-assed review, so I'm waiting on that. This one I was actually trying to sell for a while, WCW Mayhem. It's not a good game, but now that I think about it, maybe I should keep it. Maybe I should keep all my wrestling games and have it be like a side collection project of trying to get all the wrestling games I can. Maybe. I don't know yet. Here's my only Super Nintendo wrestling game, Saturday Night Slam Masters. Kind of like a Street Fighter wrestling game. WrestleMania 2000 for the Nintendo 64. And WCW NWO Revenge for the Nintendo 64. WCW vs. NWO World Tour for the 64. And No Mercy for the 64. All of those are epic. All of them are epic in their own way. Another game that I tried to sell at one time was SmackDown 2 Know Your Role for the PS1. Not the best SmackDown game, but I hear a lot of people are still fans of this. I never really gave it a try, so maybe I will. WrestleMania Arcade pre-played game. It's kind of like it's almost like a Mortal Kombat wrestling game in a kind of way. Street Fighter / Mortal Kombat kind of wrestling game, if I remember correctly. I could be remembering incorrectly. Def Jam Vendetta, a wrestling game with Def Jam artists like DMX, Ludacris, Method Man, Redman, Scarface, and more. I still want to get Def Jam, the New York one. Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, an epic wrestling game that I just haven't had time to get into. It's got Japanese wrestlers, even got MMA fighters mixed in there. Let's show these in opposite order, I guess. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, pretty good game, but I think I'm more of a fan of the older ones. Here Comes the Pain. From what I know and what I've heard, this has probably one of the best game engines of any game, wrestling game, for the SmackDown series anyway. People always bragged about this one. I only got it recently, within the last year, so I haven't really had time to play it. But my favorite was always SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I used to play this inside and out. I love this game. That's all the games, so I have 2 more games. I forgot a couple. Oh, I got my NES ones too. What am I doing here? WWE Raw for the Genesis. Haven't had time to play it. My friend Ivan got it for me just recently. Mat Challenge for the 7800. It's decent. WrestleMania Challenge. I think it's a game I played as a kid, but haven't really had time to play it recently. Pro Wrestling, the epic game that I sucked at as a kid, but never really gave it a chance recently. Haven't had time. Tag Team Wrestling for the NES. Can't really say much about that one yet. Tecmo Wrestling. When I was a kid, I loved this game, and I was actually able to beat it. But I kind of suck at it now. And probably one of my favorites of all time is World Championship Wrestling. Still a favorite of mine to this day. Okay, now let's put this stuff down, and now let's get to the DVDs. Randy Macho Man Savage Ultimate Collection. I bought this just last year, and I never watched the matches. I watched the promos, but never watched the matches on it. I might eventually, because I'm a big Macho Man fan. The Raw Anniversary Edition, 3-disc set. I wish I had the 4-disc set. I think Walmart had a limited edition 4-disc set with the first Raw ever as a bonus disc, and I didn't get that. One that someone gave me for free last year, or was it this year, and I just haven't had time to watch it yet. Japanese Hardcore Wrestling Volume 1. The most extreme hardcore wrestling on the planet. I bet this is bloody, bloody, bloody. WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus The Rock, Icon versus Icon. Probably one of my favorite matches of all time because of the epic crowd. I'm a sucker for epic crowds, and this is probably as epic as you're ever gonna get. This is probably WrestleMania 17. It doesn't actually say on it which WrestleMania it is for some weird reason. I think it's 17. I might be mistaken on that, but it has an awesome bonus disc which shows like the best of WrestleMania, some of the best matches from WrestleManias, which is a really awesome bonus. Hogan Still Rules, 2 DVD set. I would like to get one of the other sets. I think he has 2 more sets besides this that he put out. A couple 3-disc sets that are pretty good, I hear. Stone Cold What? That's pretty good. That has his stuff when he turned bad for a while. That was very funny stuff. Stone Cold Said So. That's a pretty good one too. I think this was I don't even know if this has Austin versus McMahon on it, but that's like when Austin 3:16 was born, the saying. The greatest wrestling stars of the 80s. This is a really, really good collection. It's got Arn Anderson, even Junkyard Dog. It's got Dusty Rhodes. Even Heenan has his own little section on here. Iron Sheik, Paul Orndorff, Greg Valentine, Sergeant Slaughter is on this thing. It has the Sergeant Slaughter Iron Sheik match from the 80s, which is considered a classic as well. This has lots of classic matches on it. NWO, New World Order. The only thing I didn't like about it was that I wish they would have showed more skits of the NWO, like when Scott Hall used to come out and do the survey time. None of the survey times were on this, and I really wanted those. The Legacy of Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Ultimate Ric Flair Edition. I still need the other one, the definitive Ric Flair collection. I need to get that eventually. Where am I? I'm going to put that one off to the side here. Beyond the Mat. It was that documentary. The movie Vince McMahon Doesn't Want You to See. That was pretty darn good. WWF's Funniest Moments. This is funny. This is classic. They should make a part 2 to this. They really should. They have enough stuff to make a part 2, probably even a part 3. I have a couple Ring of Honors. This one I watched, the other one I haven't. Stars of Honor. This has Samoa Joe versus CM Punk on it. I don't know how much more epic you can get than that. And this is Ring of Honor Best of AJ Styles Volume 2. I just haven't got around time to watching it. But it has a lot of classics on here too. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. AJ Styles versus Bryan Danielson. I need to watch this. AJ Styles versus Paul London. I don't know why I haven't watched that yet. That's going to be epic. I don't know what I'm waiting for. The Rock, Just Bring It. This is pretty good. Has pretty much all his best skits on here. All his best interviews he's ever done. Plus matches and other things. I was trying to get the other Rock one first so I don't skip around. The Rock, the People's Champ. This also has a cool little stuff highlighting his best stuff up to that time. Plus skits that aren't on the other DVD. This one came out first. This is epic as well. Shawn Michaels from the Vault. I don't have the new one. There's a lot of DVDs I still need to get. The rest of this stuff is stuff, kind of weird stuff. The Best of Memphis Championship Wrestling. I picked this up. Someone was selling it at the local show that I go to. This has really, really cool stuff. This has stuff that they used to show on Memphis Championship Wrestling. It's got matches, and it's got cool stuff with Stan Lane doing DJing, Rock and Roll Express, Bill Dundee, Coco Beware. All kinds of stuff is on this. This is awesome. And this is just a wrestler who wrestles at my local show and in other areas. He also goes on the road. He actually just recently had a WWE tryout, but he did not make his first cut. But he has another tryout soon. He is probably my favorite wrestler at the local show I go to. Chase Owens. One of my pride and joys, The Many Faces of Muto. Keiji Muto, who is also the Great Muta. This is a special 5-disc collection. This pretty much has mainly just the stuff of him wrestling without the mask, but also Great Muta matches as well. This is epic. Sorry, I'm rambling on. These are all kind of mixed up here. These are just stuff from my local show. Elevation X. They had a double scaffold. The show Petey Williams was on. You can read that, Petey Williams show. Future Shock, I believe that was Consequences Creed. You don't need to see that one, just the best of a wrestler who wrestles there, Isaac Kane. Black Harvest 3, that was Christopher Daniels. I don't know who was at Independent Uprising 3, but I think it was just the recent one. Can't remember who that was. Black Harvest 2, that was Jay Lethal. Yeah, they bring in some superstars every once in a while. Black Harvest 1, that was Chris Sabin and the Naturals, and Bobby Eaton, and Ricky Morton was there. They don't have the new one out yet that they just did, Black Harvest 4. They had Tommy Dreamer and Raven show up and wrestle. That's epic. My other Great Muta collection. This will probably be the end of my first part here. I guess we're going to go on to 2 parts. Muta 2 is what that one's called. It's another 5-part Muta set. I think you can only get the official set in Japan. It's not out over here. You either have to import it from Japan or get it copied, and I got it copied. So I'm going to stop the video for a second so I can cut off to part 2.